Okay, well, here we are, round one, game one. Like always, type the good looks, have funs. And I would like to play first with my bad white weenie deck. No mulligans here. We have all three colors. We don't have double white for Mirror Crusader right away, but we'll be able to turn to Cloudskate, get a near Heath Pilgrim. Now we definitely play the Plains. So let's see if he leaves up Mana Drain or Counterspell or what sort of deck this is. Otherwise, we just resolve a Soltari Champion and then near Heath Pilgrim it. Oh, snap. This could get bad. Oh, Scroll Rack. So I'm definitely just going to play my land, play a Soltari Champion here. Be able to have a guy every turn. Okay, let's just always yield because Scroll Rack takes a while. So it's possible this is like the Tinker deck, which is hard to beat in a lot of ways. Like if he actually just tinkers Scroll Rack away for Blightsteel Colossus, we in trouble. So he chose to put 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So he already had some cards that he wanted. Don't tinker, don't tinker, don't tinker. Actually, he can't tinker Mishra's Workshop. Shoo! Okay, so we can resolve a Pilgrim and a Wall. I'm going to try and cast the Wall first to see if he wants to counter it. I think Bribery is going to be very good against him. Now, I could save the Soul Bond for Mirren Crusader, but that's pretty saucy. Being able to Bribery next turn is also going to be pretty good if he taps out. We also have Cloudskate coming off suspend. He also didn't Scroll Rack again, which is good. I'm going to bounce his island. Yeah, there's the Mana Drain. Okay, so we're going to attack, then cast a Bribery. Or then we would attack for 5 here, then cast Bribery. And now he's like, oh crap, I mana drained the wrong one. So he's gonna try and get what cards he can out, but we're still gonna hit something pretty good. I think. Otherwise we have a Spear, which does make our creatures pretty good. Like Bribery against the blue-green deck in particular is unusually good. So, oh, he has a Kozilek. I think I want a Kozilek then. I could take Thragtusk or anything like that, but Kozilek seems good. So he has some mana. If he hadn't, by the way, if he had not countered this, I would have bounced his island. So he just drew the Metalworker. We saw it in his deck, I think. So you have a Primeval Titan. This is Annihilator 4, right? Yep. Yeah, that's why bribery good. So he has mana drain. That is important to note. Upheaval's not that good against him. Mana Tithe isn't really either. Whipcorder actually will be against his giant creatures. We don't really need Near Heath Pilgrim anymore. And Daxus is pretty saucy against his deck too. So he's playing that deck. Kozilek's a good one. Being able to bribery him was super solid. No mulligans here. We'll have turn 2 Honor of the Pure. As long as he doesn't go like Mishra's Factory into something, we should be okay. Well, there's some, or sorry, Workshop. Factories. Okay, factoring to Signet into nothing, because you can't use that mana. Right. I need no more lands deck, please. See what happens here. I have like Chalice for 2. So here's the ramping going on, which is very good for him. I think I'm just going to play an Honor of the Pure right now. I could play Whipcorder, at which point rewards you for playing Plains, but I think we're not under that much of a threat. So he doesn't have double blue up. He does have double blue up, so we could play Silverblade Paladin. I'm just going to cast this face down, see if he wants to use his mana drain on it. Well, it looks like he has it, so that's a little bit rough. Luckily, he gets 0 mana from this, I think. Or just has Counterspell? Okay. Counterspell could be worse. The Sword of Feast and Famine resolving is the big one. Let's see, does he want to counter this? There's the mana drain. So let's see. He has to add 6 mana from Spectral. Kind of annoying that he had both Spectral plus mana Counterspell, but it looks like he can't use that mana. So that's pretty good for us. I'm gonna play a Looter. Play a Silverblade. Soulbond, yes please. And I'm gonna hold on to my land. I'm gonna do it during upkeep. He searched for another island, not a forest. So he doesn't have prime time. Oh, unless he just has the savannah. If he has a third counterspell, I'd be marginally annoyed. I'm going to equip this onto Silverblade Paladin. Because I want to loot away one of these lands if he has a removal spell. Okay, I want to stack it like that. And we untap. And then we get the second trigger. So we get to filter through more lands. Discard another planes. Have him discard another card. And just pass. Keeping this island in case we draw treachery or bribery. There's the Mox. And what's his last card? Does he have Kozilek? Draw 4 cards. Yep, Kozilek, draw 4 cards. And he's going to cast another Signet or something. A Metal Worker. Sure. This thing has Shadow. So I think I'm going to move the sword over here. Okay, first strike damage happens. I want to do it like that. Discard my planes. Untap all my lands, have him discard. Do it again. Draw, discard. Land, Soul Ring. Just so I have another permanent to sack. So did he draw an answer to my Looter Ilcore? If no, we win. One, two, three, four. I did it this way because, again, if we draw Treachery or anything like that, we're in pretty good shape. What could he have? Obstinate Baloth. That one's not bad. Does gain him 4 life and put him at not dead. So I think Treachery might be our best draw. Aeon Chronicler. Well, we've drawn nothing but lands with our Looter. Which is kind of important, because if you had drawn any spell, actually, sorry, any non-Soul Ring spell, now I'm going to have to discard this. Okay, so we have to not die. This is exile it, return it under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So if I cast it, he gets his Kozilek back. He won't get to draw cards. We sack 4 permanents, chump block. Go to 5. It doesn't really matter what I choose to exile, really. except for as long as I pick not Obstinate Baloth. So I'm just going to pick Kozilek. Doesn't really matter. Then put the sword on the Flicker Wisp. Gets a draw card, gets an Aeon Chronicler. Does he have a removal spell? That's the biggest thing. Goodbye, lands. That's exactly lethal. Okay, yeah, he gets there. It's a deal 7. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and submit again. Actually, do I want Nearheath Pilgrim? Not really. I think we're good with what we have. Whipcorder is great, I think, against him. Opposition's also pretty good. Just being able to tap down his giant creatures that he eventually gets. Being able to Ravages of War is also not bad. I would like to play first. And this is not a mulligan. Being able to get a Mirror Crusader early, I think, is going to be key. We're just going to cast Whipcorder on turn 2. Does he have... Okay. So he doesn't have... Here's the turn 2 Signet anyway. Or turn 2 Pentad Prism. Just going to cast Whipcorder. We can always Flicker Wisp his Pentad Prism too. Flicker Wisp being the Pentad Prism is actually a decent play, I think. Question is, does he have Mana Drain up? And he does, and Counter Spell, but I'm going to make him use it on a Flicker Wisp and not on either of these two. Goodbye, Pentad Prism. So that was pretty good. Now this is a dead card. And it really messed him up. And he would have counterspelled it, I think, if he had it. Bribery is not a bad one once we draw a second. So which is a faster clock? Mirror Crusader or Soltari Champion? Star Champion will make this 4 plus 2. This is now 4 plus the other thing that we play is Obstinate Baloth next turn. That's marginally annoying, means we just attack. I think because of the fear of Obstinate Baloth, I'm going to play a Mirror Crusader first. Protection from green is going to be pretty relevant, I feel. So is this the Baloth? Aeon Chronicler, the 5/5. Luckily we have a tapper. So we're just gonna... We could just Bribery while his gates are down. Bribery for Kozilek and win. I think doing it while he's tapped out is pretty saucy. Ruffle choke on a luck sack. Can't believe you win because of Flicker Wisp. See? Flicker Wisp play. Well, congrats on being so rude. Smiley face. This is being recorded. Congrats on being American, because I'm proud to be an American. Yeah, I'm American. Either way, he is upset. We win, he doesn't. White Weenie, FTW. Thank you guys for watching.